went before the Supreme Court to consider as to whether 144 could have been imposed in the midst of a dharna or a demonstration which was permitted.
Mr. Dotto, please excuse me for interrupting you once. Page 26 is the rejection order.
Yes, Milord.
It mentions only administrative reasons,
Right, sir.
which is absolutely vague.
Yes.
Why don't you give the reason as to why you are not permitting?
I'll give that reason. Well, in fact, Milord, as I was...
Page 26 can be set aside. You reconsider their prayer for holding a sit-in, dharna, demonstration, whatever expression they use, in the south gate or the north, that will be the north gate possibly.
North gate.
In the north gate. And then we can see.
May I say this, Milord? Kindly permit me to say this, but before the court, I am saying that I cannot. Now, if he wants a reason...
144 restrictions.
Yes. And Milord, your Lordship has held. Well, I am fortunate that in one matter, Milord, your Lordship was pleased to hold that administrative matters do not require a reason. So, unless the law requires. There has to be a law.
Yes. But you know what is troubling?
But that was in a service matter.
Calcutta University matters.
But I think the same principles would apply.
The law is settled.
I don't think so. Because you are actually applying different principles for different set of people. This is what is troubling. And had it been that after violating the 144 restriction, you take steps against the violators, that is one. You don't. They violate it with impunity. Somebody else goes, you say, no, it's not done.
Milord, could I say this, Milord, with utmost humility, Milord? May not be taken on record. That, Milord, I have my answers to, Milord, Mr. Bhattacharya's argument on section 188. But that argument may border in protecting somebody else's right. That is why, Milord, as a state, in this matter,
You cannot. I know your restrictions. You are in a sticky place right now. But then if this is what the petitioner is trying to portray, the discrimination, which you pointed out that the application was made in such a manner that someone else has been given, why will I not be given? So the first thing is discrimination. We are to address that.
Right. But
he doesn't have an infeasible right to hold a dharna over there. Admitted. Negative equality, he cannot pray. Admitted. Even thereafter, you are not taking steps against those persons. Why?
Could I make one suggestion? Well, since it had fallen from your Lordship, that why do I not give reasons to Mr. Bhattacharya's client? But let them make an application if they so desire. We'll give them a reason.
No, application
is already on record. He will not make any further application.
The date has gone. The application was
the date has lapsed. When 19th of June, it's long over. Maybe a fresh date they will put in. Nothing more than that.
But my case is very simple. Had it been a case, my lord, that steps were taken against the wrongdoers, my lord, I would not have any case.
I have followed it, but at the same time, you should understand that it happened in October. It happened in October. Yes. Now, since you want to hold a dharna, you are bringing that as an example.
No, I say I want to hold it.
It is not that you came earlier to take steps against the violators.
Kindly appreciates my conduct. That was organized on the 5th of October. Immediately on the 6th of October, my lord, it is on record now. I have laid it before your ladyship, my lord. I made an RTI query. It was not responded to. So, what is the reasonable, my lord, understanding that a man of ordinary prudence will have? That no, it does not attract any legal consequence. There is no response also. And I knock the doors of justice, or rather I approach the police authorities stating that you have permitted a dharna at that point of time at the same venue. Yes, if there is a violation, if there are criminal proceedings, I will definitely not have a right. I know the concept of negative equality. But your ladyship kindly appreciates But an action spoken of, not leading to any consequences, is not considered to be mandatory. Here also, my lord, similar is the action.
Does it make much of a difference from the north gate to the south gate?
But I am exercising my fundamental right also, as well as my right, my lord, of having a legitimate expectation.
Hmm.
It's a very simple case, my lord. Had it been a case, I am, my lord, again repeating, my lord, that there was a prosecution, my lord, launched owing to the violation, I would not have any case. And my lord, may kindly appreciate also, my lord, the further bias and the vindictiveness that the state poses, my lord, towards the petitioner herein. Even insofar as the alternate sites are also concerned, at the inception also, my lord, when the case started today, the state came up with a negative answer that no, not permissible. But I am not a terrorist. I am not a my lord, fugitive. I have availed of the legal recourse and knocked the doors of justice after, my lord, failing to satisfy the authorities who are competent to accord a permission. That look here, you accorded a permission or you permitted a particular demonstration which ran into a lack of people for a period of 5 days. I also, as a citizen of India,
This is, you said, DIG's office.
but the DGIG's office.
DGIG's
yes.
office.
One is in Navanno and the other one is in Bhavani Bhavan. Now, there are two offices.
Is Bhavani Bhavan under 144 restriction also?
Well, Bhavani Bhavan, well, the difficulties, your lordship,
Very
this
narrow.
is very narrow,
Very narrow space.
very narrow space.
Yes. Then in front of Navanno,
So that's
Governor, I
why-
have handed over, my lord, that particular decision also.
well,
that is
that
the bus
decision,
stand.
there is only the bus
Bus
stand.
stand of
Number one,
Navanno.
and number two, they were the government employees. But we had restricted them to one corner. Your lordship, to my recollection, that was also the direction at an extreme end of the bus.
And my lord, in so far as, my lord, the
Do you
decision,
want to hold it over there?
we wanted to hold, my lord, just opposite to, my lord, the DG's office. Be it, my lord, in Navanno or be it, my lord, in Bhavani Bhavan, my lord. We can,
Bhavani Bhavan is a narrow place, you know. That is difficult.
my lord, I completely leave that,
Yes.
my lord, to the honorable court. And so far as the decision cited by Mr. Dotto is concerned, 69-1
But I have
Supreme
not
Court
finished.
cases.
I have not finished with my.
No, he has not finished.
Oh,
I
right.
understand.
Oh.
But then,
But I'll take instructions with whether Bhavani Bhavan can be accommodated for 1 hour or so. And number two, but I don't want to say a lot
1
of
hour.
things which my learned friend has said. RTI application he has not pursued. If I have not
I
answered,
have made
he had an appeal, right, an
I-
appeal, etc.
this is
And in fact, Milord, again, not to be taken on record, but I don't want to make submissions which
the court knows that he will not make any unreasonable
on 9th
submission.
of
This
October,
is the expectation also.
where on 9th of October, matter was mentioned before the Honorable the Chief Justice at the first sitting, praying for orders in respect of whatever was going on.
আমি করেছি না?
Let us not go into that. The Honorable Chief Justice was pleased not to entertain.
But to the best of
So I
instructions.
do not know who was the petitioner.
No, no, but
Whoever.
the
Whoever.
petitioner was not there.
Whether
but
there
I
is
did not
nothing on
mention it.
record. Was it oral? Was any petition was filed? Whether there is an order of the court, nothing is there. So we do not know anything.
But it was brought to the judiciary's notice.
Oh,
The individual, my lord,
On
is
But
not-
let us not go.
yes,
Let us not go
since
into that.
there is
But
nothing
but
on
I'll try to, my lord, use my offices so that, my lord, on a
Bhavani Bhavan.
Bhavani Bhavan,
I completely bow down, my lord, to whatever
I
falls
try
from the
to,
honorable
may I
court.
come
my
back tomorrow with the instruction.
Whatever falls from the honorable court, my lord, I bow down to that, my lord. I am a law-abiding citizen, my lord.
Wait.
I do not flout the law.
Wait, it's a negative answer.
Rani Rashmoni Road is
I am
here,
not
my lord.
begging for my rights, my lord. It is not that the state will give me arms, my lord.
Why Bhavani Bhavan is not possible?
But it's so narrow, my lord. The court is there. Criminal court is just
No, on a weekend.
on a
Weekend. When the court will not be functioning.
এই ছুটির দিন। শনিবার বা রোববার? আচ্ছা। May I come back tomorrow 10:30? May I come back tomorrow 10:30?
Why 10:30? Not 10:30. 10:30, there are other matters.
Any time suitable, my lord.
What steps will you take against the violators? Tell me first. Then we'll look at what is to be done to the petitioner.
Grateful.
But as of now, my lord, we have not taken any steps.
Why don't you take steps? Now it has come to your notice that a violation did take place. and this is a cognizable offense.
No. But again, my lord, I cannot make those submissions because it may be amounting to protecting someone. 188, my lord, its application has been interpreted by the Honorable Supreme Court as to where is the application and to what extent is the application. I cannot, my lord, say more than that.
You mean to say you cannot take any steps against
no.
the violators?
The situation under which 188 can be applied,
Any section 188, 288, 388. What step will you take against the violators? If you cannot take any steps, then others will also do it.
very well. But then in that case, may kindly permit me to, my lord, complete my submissions. Sir.
That is a different thing. His permission is separate. Steps taken for violation is
But
separate.
there's no prayer to this extent, my lord. Therefore, my lord,
It
It
has
has
merged.
come to
No,
the knowledge of the
It
court.
has merged, my lord, also, yes.
And this is one of the grounds for him to seek permission.
no, that is not the ground, my lord.
No,
That
that
is
has
the
merged.
It's an
application.
instance given by him to seek permission.
My application
Not
dated,
what he is saying today, that why have you not taken steps?
my lord, my
No, wait.
Madam.
Yes, one of the reasons seeking permission, right?
Hmm.
But then, do you not think that steps ought to have been taken? Today it is A, tomorrow it will be B, next it will be C. You are the mighty state, responsible for maintaining the law and order. Why will steps not be taken against the violators? Is it your case that there has been no violation? That
Lord-
is not the case.
Well, possibly, my lord, what my learned friend says, a
Don't forget about what your learned friend says. There is 144 restriction. Somebody has gone there. What will you do?
But then kindly permit me to, my lord, place one decision. Yes, please have a look to, my lord, 1970, volume 3 Supreme Court cases made. Again, my lord, with this caveat, my lord, I make this submission, my lord.
Why the caveat? The moment you make a caveat,
No,
it means that there is a possibility by which you can sidetrack it.
no.
Why this caveat?
On a principle of law, I am saying this, that this may amount to protecting somebody's right. That is what I am saying. But citing a
144
decision.
The more you stress on the fact that you will not take steps against the violators, the more decisions you rely upon, multiplication of precedents, it goes to show that you are protecting somebody. How do you come out of it?
My lord, a writ petition is filed to enforce somebody's right. If he has a right, my lord, he will enforce that right. If he doesn't have a right, he cannot come and say that why has the police not taken any steps against someone else. Let us put it in this way. His basic case is, you allowed A, you allow B. Let us go by the first principles, my lord.
Yes, I have followed it.
Yes.
Tell me, had that demonstration been sought to be held by any other person or political party than the ruling dispensation, steps would have been otherwise or not?
But again, my lord, 188, my lord, its applicabilities would come into play. 188, the words of 188 has been interpreted by the Honorable Supreme Court. Please have, I'll not place the decision. Please have a look to 2 paragraphs of this decision, because I don't want to place it. 1970, volume 3, please লিখিস না, এটা লিখিস না। আমি এটা অফিসিয়ালি সাইট করছি না, সাইট করছি না,
ডিল করতে হবে তো
না তোকে ডিল করতে, আমি তো প্লেস করছি না তো বলছি।
সাইটেশনটা না বলে দেখবো কি?
Well, please have a look to para 23 and 27 for yourself, Miller. I am not citing this decision.
If a decision is not cited, my lord, how can, my lord?
You have your SCC online or what?
I'm
1970?
awaiting.
But I'll do that.
1973 SCC 746.
Seven-
Madhu Limaye.
746 কোন প্যারা দাদা
23 আর 27
বার করো
23.
Yes, ma'am.
তাড়াতাড়ি বলো
Please take the last 5 lines
Yes.
of 23. And first sentence of 27.
Would you please explain what it means? The last 5 lines. If such disobedience causes obstruction, annoyance, or injury to persons lawfully
To the
employed. What
persons, for example, police.
causes obstruction, annoyance,
Annoyance or
or
injury to
injury
persons
to-
lawfully employed.
yes.
Lawfully employed in that place or area. I'll give you another example. Say, my lord, the security guards at Rajbhavan. It had caused annoyance. Let us keep the police aside for the time being. Say the security guards of posted at that gate of Rajbhavan who are the employees of the government. So a person lawfully employed, if it causes obstruction, annoyance, injury to those persons.
So if there is no allegation of obstruction, annoyance, or injury, so it is permissible.
My lord, that is why my lord, I did not want to cite this decision. My lord.
No,
Right.
but then once you have
I'll tell you,
brought
Lordship,
it to the notice of the court,
definitely.
what will be the
Only,
conclusion?
my lord, to answer my learned friend's point that why 188 it was not applied because it is an infraction of 188. Now here the Supreme Court says that ipso facto is not a ground. It is to be coupled with some other. That is right.
And paragraph 27, you said.
Yes, first sentence. This is more clear. therefore, my lord, that's why I wanted to.
I
did not
completely
want
rely on
because
this judgment as well, my lord.
that
I
would.
have a better case now.
Yes.
I'm grateful to the learned advocate general.
Therefore, my lord, I say, my lord, it may amount to protecting somebody's right.
Tell me one thing. The 144 order restriction, the restrictive order is there. What is the area around the Raj Bhavan where this 144(2) applies?
কোথায় গেল? 144 টা কতটা?
Radius of 500 meters na 1000.
How many meters?
আপনি রাজভবনের দেয়াল থেকে কতটা পাইলেন এটা একটু বলুন।
5 meters, 10 meters from the
No,
outside wall of Raj Bhavan?
what I understand is the precincts of entire Raj Bhavan.
How far does the
Yes,
pressing
of the width.
extend?
The width, my lord, I'm told, my lord, from so far as the north gate is concerned, from telephone Bhavan till, my lord, the Raj Bhavan's north gate. Now this side, এই দিকটা কতটা? মানে আমাদের হাইকোর্টের দিকটা? Old Court House Street. Entire Council House Street. আচ্ছা, ওই দিকে আমাদের ময়দানের দিকে? মানে উল্টো দিকে boundary অব্দি। But on the other side, towards the Maidan gate possibly is the south gate, till Milord the Maidan.
But then the Y channel falls possibly
Wise channel is much more than that.
it's far off
If your
from there.
lordship takes Milord the east gate of Raj Bhavan,
Yes.
it's just in front of the road which leads to Milord KC Das.
KC Das.
On that road, in between the Raj Bhavan's gate and KC Das, somewhere in the middle. So maybe around
So, but then
60.
the distance that you said it falls, suppose from the North Gate to the telephone bhavan, the distance, then if the same distance is applied in the East Gate, then the Y channel will fall within the 144 restrictions. No,
That part, it's not what you are equal.
equal distribution is not there, so it varies.
These are actually Milord, strategically Milord imposed. Strategically, in a sense,
Alright.
like your lordship knows, Milord, in College Street, Milord, there is a 144 imposition at times to protect that university gate and all that. So it depends upon the position of that place as well. It may so happen, Milord, possibly, I do not know, Milord, just speaking from my.
Suppose if they hold the demonstration, say 10 meters from the North Gate towards the telephone office, do you all have any objection to that? Would you all have any objection?
But that, Milord, would be within the 144 then.
Within 144 there.
No, but then at least 10 meters he'll leave and then hold.
But the entire road, Madam, told.
Emergency will not be there. There is no emergency position right now.
Madikta.
Towards the telephone bhavan, you said.
What Mr. Banerjee is suggesting, from Raj Bhavan's gate, if I walk towards telephone bhavan, that road is under 144. There is a lane on the left hand side in between Raj Bhavan's gate and telephone bhavan.
ঘুরে যাচ্ছে এই নর্থ গেট থেকে এটা সোজা চলে যাচ্ছে
হ্যাঁ।
এই গেট টেলিফোন আমারটা এইখানটা
Which one? From Kiran Shankar Rai Road
No.
towards the left? No.
Opposite the Raj Bhavan's north gate.
Opposite the Raj Bhavan's North Gate. There is only one road which goes straight to the telephone house.
ওখানে গাছ স্ট্রিটের আগুনটা কোন জায়গাটা বলুন
I don't think that my officers over here has the authority to take decision.
Yes. You take appropriate instruction from the authority. 10 meters from the North Gate, any difficulty?
Well, could I suggest, Milord, I'll try
Yes.
to persuade my clients. Immediately after the 144 area,
সাউথের সামনেটা
Then they'll go to the Ganges Gate. They'll go over there. No.
এই দিকে চলে তো রাস্তা
And my case is very simple, my lord. Now, my lord, it gets bolstered by virtue of the decision cited by the learned Advocate General, 1970, volume 3 SCC, page 746.
এই রাস্তাটা
One eight- 188, he says, my lord, cannot be imposed unless and until there is some violation. We want to do a peaceful demonstration, a very peaceful demonstration.
Leave 10 meters and then they continue with the sit. North Gate.
where then it will in the middle of that road.
Where just the opposite side of the road, then they can start.
ওই দিকটাতে হলো
The Red Cross building is over there. The
ফ্রন্টটা ব্যাংকশাল কোড
not Bankshal
Because
Court.
Bankshal
No, not
Court-
Bankshal Court. The registry office. Registry office.
But I think
Registry office is there.
ব্যাংকশাল ওই রাস্তাটা
Registry office is there. Bankshal Court is the other one.
Ah.
Beyond that, it's not the Bankshal Court. The registry office is there.
Yes. Registry office is, Milord, towards
Just
the
the
west.
opposite side of
Not exactly
the
opposite, anyway,
diagonally opposite
diagonally.
to the North Gate. The opposite side of the footpath in that case.
But I believe, Milord, from my side, Milord, it's better your lordship decides this matter.
We will decide it so that nobody in future can
Yes, yes.
come up with the same plea. But let this be over.
Milord, if this is over, Milord, this again becomes another instance for C to come.
No precedence.
That does not.
That is why, Milord, my learned friend has cited Anindo Shankar or Anindo Sundar Das.
Yes.
That the court,
Anindo Sundar Das নয়,
yeah, whatever.
Anindo Gopal Mitra.
To say that, Milord, previously the High Court had permitted. I kindly do not permit that, Milord. Your lordship
That's
decides.
been
this,
cited
Milord.
before on the Honorable Supreme Court also.
Definitely, definitely.
One of the most celebrated decisions of our court.
Tomorrow you want to come back? Both of you?
Tomorrow.
1:15, I'm fixing it.
No, Milord, kindly permit me to Milord, finish this matter. Milord. I take it up at 2 o'clock. Oh, 2 o'clock, there is a different bench.